Namo Amitabha Buddha. Hello everyone. So today I feel like talking about why some people fail to seek rebirth. So last week I also went to assist Nianfo for someone in our local Buddhist community, but unfortunately this person failed to seek rebirth. So I also feel like offer the other side of the stories. Yes, there are a lot of people who have sought rebirth in the Pure Land, but there were also a lot of people who failed to seek rebirth in the Pure Land, and this also includes some Nianfo practitioners. So the common reason why people fail to seek rebirth is usually they don't understand the exact requirements for seeking rebirth, or even if they understood, they have no faith, no vow, no practice. So you really need to satisfy all these three criteria in order to seek rebirth in the Pure Land successfully. The first is faith. You need to have deep faith in Amitabha Buddha, you have faith in the existence of the Pure Land, and also you have faith in yourself that by Nianfo you can seek rebirth in the Pure Land. You have faith in the great vows of Amitabha Buddha. You know that Amitabha Buddha will come to receive you no matter what happens. And also vow. You vow to go to the Pure Land. You want to go to the Pure Land. So if you only have faith and you don't have vow, you don't want to go, then Amitabha Buddha will not come to receive you. Amitabha Buddha will not force us to do anything we don't want to do. So also make sure that we need to have vow in addition to faith. And also practice. So the Buddha name recitation, we need to recite the name of Amitabha Buddha now and also at the time of death, especially at the time of death. If you only recite the Buddha's name like now and you don't recite at the time of exit, then you will not be able to elicit a response from Amitabha Buddha. You will not be able to seek rebirth in the Pure Land. I want to be really clear on this point because a lot of people, they seem to have confusion. So that is why sometimes people require assist Nianfo. This is to ensure that they have other people to be there to remind them. So their last thoughts are on Amitabha Buddha. So this is usually for people who may not have established really firm faith and also may not have such good practice in their daily life. So they feel they need this extra assistance, extra reminders at the time of death to remind them that they can actually remember to recite the name of Amitabha Buddha at the time of exit. So sometimes people think, oh, I only need to Nianfo 10 times now, like today, and then for the rest of my life, I don't need to do anything. I don't need to Nianfo. I can still go to the Pure Land anyway. So this is not the correct interpretation. If this is the case, then why did all the Pure Land patriarchs, why did they bother to recite even like 30,000 recitations a day continuously till the time of death? So the 10 recitation really refers to at the time of death, but it's not so easy to generate faith, vow, and practice at the time of death without first practicing diligently in our daily life, without first generating faith, vow, and practice in our daily life. So that is why in our daily life, in our practice, it's important that we actually generate deep faith, vow, and practice. So although I talk about faith, vow, and practice separately, but they're really one thing. It's just the three different aspects of the one thing, and they're really like together. So think of faith, vow, and practice is like a triangle. You cannot lack of any of this. So without faith, if you don't believe this, it's unlikely that you will generate vow, unlikely that you will want to go to the Pure Land, and unlikely that you will practice. So faith is really important. With faith, then you will have vow and also practice. And if you don't have vow, it's unlikely that you will practice. If you don't want to go to the Pure Land, unlikely you're going to Nianfo. And also without practice, it's unlikely that you can fulfill your faith and vow. So your faith and vow may only just become empty without practice. There are some people who say they believe in Amitabha Buddha and all that, but when they encounter impermanence, they actually forget to think about Amitabha Buddha. They don't think about Amitabha Buddha, and also they forget that they actually want to go to the Pure Land, which just means that it becomes empty faith and vow. So that is why our practice can actually help us deepen our faith and vow. And this is also my personal experience and the experience of other Nearful practitioners. So it's not so easy for anyone to just generate deep faith initially when they encounter the Dharma, unless you really have such good roots. You just take belief in the Dharma instantly. But what happens is gradually, through different ways, maybe through your Nearful practice, through the study of the sutras, it helps you to gradually deepen your faith. So you have faith, vow, and practice. These three things are really together, and you cannot lack any of them in order to seek rebirth. So faith, vow, and practice now, and also to the time of death, especially the time of death. So our world and the Pure Land are actually connected. What happens is that right now, if we generate faith, vow, and practice, then on the 7 jewel lotus pond, there is already our lotus open there. So we are already registered in the Pure Land. However, what happens is that if you regress in your faith, say maybe after a certain time you no longer believe in the Pure Land, you don't want to go anymore, or you don't practice Nearful anymore, then your lotus may just be diminished, or it may even be disappeared if you don't want to go to the Pure Land and you don't believe it anymore. So that is why we must keep our faith, vow, and practice firm, and also to the time of death, especially at the time of exit, to ensure successful rebirth. So if you don't have the deep faith, vow, and practice yet, what you can do is really to generate deep faith, maybe through practicing Nearful, through learning more about the sutra, the Dharma, to help you deepen your faith. Really try your best to cultivate that, particularly faith and vow are really, really important. Faith and vow will determine if we can seek rebirth in the Pure Land, and our practice, our level of cultivation, will determine our grade of rebirth. So if you have deep faith and vow, and if this doesn't change, then to the time of your death, even 10 recitations, you can go. But usually it's rare for people who, without cultivation, they can actually generate deep faith and vow. So that is why our practice can also help us generate faith and vow. So the reason why this person failed to seek rebirth was that he was not really a Nearful practitioner, although his daughter is a Buddhist and she did tell him about Amitabha Buddha, and he did Nearful occasionally, but not so much, not with faith, and maybe not so much vow, not so much practice for sure. And what happens is when the daughter found him, he had already passed. So when we went there to assist Nearful, it was already after his death. It was already when he was in the bottle period, maybe a few hours in his bottle period. So for assisting Nearful, the most effective is when this person is near death, at the time of death. He is still alive. He is still very conscious and he can hear you. And then you assist Nearful. This is the most effective than to try to assist Nearful when he is already in the bottle period and the consciousness may already have left the body or may already be quite lost, and he could not really gather the concentration to follow your guidance. But we should still assist Nearful because it can still plant good seeds anyway. And in the sutra, the Buddha told us that just by hearing the name of Amitabha Buddha, it can help one to eliminate bad karma for many kalpas, and one can attain liberation in future lifetimes, if not this lifetime. So this person may not obtain rebirth in this lifetime, especially if he was not a Nearful practitioner. It may be quite difficult for him to actually be mindful of Amitabha Buddha in the bottle period. So usually we assist Nearful at the time of death. But for real Nearful practitioners, we should not expect there might be other people there to assist Nearful for us, because we just don't know when impermanence may happen and in what form. A lot of time, maybe we encounter some unexpected situation. There is just no way we can have anybody to assist Nianfo for us. So the safest is really for us to generate deep faith, vow, and practice diligently in our daily life. So our faith and vow in Amitabha Buddha is unshakable regardless of what may happen, and also we have good cultivation, so we can always be mindful of Amitabha Buddha regardless of what happens. So this is really the safest, and with this it can definitely help us to guarantee rebirth in the Pure Land.